Welcome to the SGBL podcast. I'm here with my co-host Adem,
What is up, everybody?
and here with our wonderful guest today, Steering the Weed Turtle. How are you doing, man?
I'm all right. Yourself?
I'm doing great, dude. So Steering, you're a pretty popular person in the draft community.
Sure.
I think a lot of the people would like to know a little bit about you and tell us how you got started into getting into Mons and more specifically Draft League.
I guess if you want Mons too, I guess it goes back to fucking 5 years of age. For my birthday, my parents bought me a copy of Pokemon Diamond. Um, I know it was a little late, but played through that. Enjoyed the game there, and then just kind of kept playing the games throughout. Then eventually started playing some draft with some friends for a little bit. Wasn't really a big thing. And then one of my friends at the time was in it was a league called GTS. They need a replacement, so I jumped in and replaced. I ended up making it to finals and losing to Sean in finals, Blind Messiah. And then from there on, just kept kind of, playing leagues. Proceeded to win my next league with an 11-0 record without dropping a game. And yeah, rest is history from there.
Nice.
So you got into a really good start into Draft League.
I replaced in the top division, and then everyone expected me to fucking fall on my face, and then I made finals. So it was just very quick start to it.
That's pretty decent, dude. So
Decent.
decent, not too shabby at all for
Of course,
the wonderful steering. So you are also what people may not. Well, I think most people who are going to listen to this know, but for those who don't know, you run. I would comfortably say the biggest AAA.
Absolutely. No, it's not close. It ain't close.
I don't know anyone else who is running one or not, but
exactly.
you were definitely running the biggest server right now. How many people do you guys have in your server?
Like almost 400.
Jesus.
Damn.
And you got all these people to come in and play a format that is not even a traditional meta. It's an off meta format that you guys run wonderfully. It's really unique. How did you get into starting that format though? Like starting a league for that format?
Yeah, so I actually didn't own the thing at first. There was two people named Marcy and Bears that used to own it.
Really?
They ran it season 1, season 2. It wasn't really ran well. It was like a one division kind of thing. Then they're kind of like, we don't want to work on this project anymore, and so Goose, Fart, and I took it over. From there, we just kind of, built it up. I have experience, obviously, with getting people to come play and building communities to begin with. So just kind of took it and started rolling with it. And
Nice.
I mean, from there on, running some, also just making sure the other aspect, the non sort of Pokemon aspect, is covered as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like the game nights we run in there, the speed tours we'll run on occasion. Always just helps to bring in more and more people, as well as like those super off metas that we started to run recently. Help bring in even more. So just finding new unique ways to continue to build that.
Nice. Yeah, those off metas are some fun events that you guys do.
Eternamax.
Yeah, very fun mon. Unfortunately, it gets frozen, but
Fuck off.
Nah, but that's great though to hear, honestly, because how you got to get this league started and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But now you mentioned how you're doing the super formats now. What are ways you've gotten like people interested in AAA as a format? Because it's not like your traditional mods. It's
Honestly, yeah,
it's
I
a
hear
really
you.
different format. What's your big way to get people into it?
I don't do anything. Honestly, they just do it themselves. People find their own interest to it. I just I provide the service.
Yeah.
I promote the service. People come play the service, and it's problem solved. People just kind of enjoyed playing it when I bring it up, and then.
Okay, you force people to play like me who are.
Whoa! That's bad for my branding.
I'm just playing. I'm playing. I really like it as a casual format. Personally, it's
Mhm,
for me. It's and I know there's a meta to it, and I've learned that from you guys. But for me,
mhm,
it's definitely more so of I enjoy just coming in, rolling up with whatever comes to my head, and not
mhm.
overthink the situation.
Bro, if
Uh,
you overthink it, you're fucked. I'm just saying right now, the way to do it is without a brain.
100% right. I feel like outside of one season of like really prepping for things and just what was like part of the meta, I
Mm.
literally just like could not. It was pretty much the most simplest solutions to everything. That's how I kind of took every game. If they bring Volt Absorb or something water type against for my electrics, okay,
Bring Mold
fine.
Breaker.
Yeah, exactly. But regardless of the situation, right? It's do I want to run an ability to get rid of to surpass that, or do I want to, play around it a different way or whatever? I just was my mindset was let's not overthink this. Let's just play it out. It's
Have fun with
fine.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's just have fun. I want to bring dragons maw and everything if possible. All my dragons. I want them to hit super hard, and that's how I thought of it. It was super
Yo,
strong
super
Dracos that
hard. Oof.
go.
Yo, super hard.
Um,
Oh no.
the hardest. So
Mm. Mm.
no, but so what would you say? Like, what is your like mindset in terms of, AAA? Like almost any ability for anyone who doesn't know. What is like your mindset in terms of drafting in that format and then week to week game planning? How do you
Yeah.
then go about it?
Okay. I guess it's becoming an AAA podcast now. Anyways, at least with that format, it obviously, depends on the matchup. I do sometimes mock out games just because I get bored. It's quite a fun
Mhm.
format just to, fuck around with in general. Um, but I guess in terms of drafting process, it's generally, quite similar to before, except for the fact that the dark type just gains so much more significance in the format. That's due to, expanding force users, more mons getting access to psychic terrain.
Mhm.
Well, every mon getting access to it. Um, More stored power setup with a lot more mons being able to abuse that properly with like a poison heal set or regen sets or magic bounce or just gold to make that work. Um, so that's like defensive darks really do a lot. Fighting's become even stronger of breakers just because there's nothing to stop them.
Yep.
So it's really just trying to, full bulk through them. So getting a good fighting is always nice. But otherwise, drafting is relatively the same. Make sure you're getting your good core types, all that. In battles themselves, it really is just you start to figure out what the best abilities are. I encourage you all to come play a season to figure that out. But right, you'll figure out it's mole breakers and P heals and regens and sword of ruins, bees of ruin, fluffy, um, some of the like the ruin, again, vessel ruin tablets, just really whatever it is that makes it work. Some of the immunity abilities. There's only maybe 20, 30 abilities that actually see play, which
Yeah.
makes it a lot more friendly of a format for somebody looking in.
hmm Yeah, of course. No, because there's so many different abilities that can be used, but people kind of just say what are the best abilities to be used in games, and they kind of lean towards it.
Mhm.
That's why like only 20 to 30 are used instead of however many
Yeah,
abilities. But yeah.
exactly. Right. It's like your S tier, your eight. Like we have a whole video. Bug and I actually made a whole video on it.
Yeah.
It's in PAA somewhere. If you go check it out, that actually breaks down what all of the best abilities are. I think this was before DLC 1, but the best abilities,
hmm
why they're good, what's good about them, um, and what's worth using, what's not.
Nice. Yeah. But
So it helps newer players.
yeah, no, it's good to have content and everything that people should go check out.
Of course.
Let's go. But I want to go into you and Buck. How I remember you guys mentioned how Flygon is one of your favorite Pokemon.
No, no.
Are you sure about that? I heard
Fuck.
that you love Flygon.
Flygon is a great Pokemon. Whatever.
What is
Good,
this
good.
backstory?
It's
Let's
something
let's
I
just
have to
say
do.
let's just say Steering loves Flygon very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah,
It's one of his
absolutely.
favorite mons to use in draft because of
Absolutely.
its abilities, stats, move pool.
Yeah.
It's one of his personal favorites.
Yep,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
I
I
know
mean,
his. I thought his actual favorite was Iron Jugulus, but here we go. I
Whoa,
guess flying.
whoa, whoa, whoa! That's too far. That's too far. Pause. Pause.
I
We
mean,
don't.
we won't
We
bring
I
up
don't.
think,
blood price. Don't worry.
let's be real. Dim, you would agree with me on this, right? Hydreigon, great design, great mon, great everything, right?
I agree.
Perfectly designed. I think stat distribution. I think move pool
Great mon. Yeah.
possession, excellent. And somehow they improved it with Iron
Oh
Jugulus,
my
and with
God!
the
Shut the
better
fuck up.
mon, with the
Shut the
better
fuck
ability,
up.
with
There's
the better
no
design on top of it.
chance. No chance. No chance, bro. As soon as you tell me a mon is fucked by a robot to create a Pokemon, you have me tripping.
Dude, Iron Jugulus to me is always like a missed opportunity, mon. Like
It's such a
outside of the
missed opportunity.
designs for the mons, just like there's like a couple things. Like why couldn't it just get Roost and Nasty Plot and like have
Why
like
couldn't they get an actual physical attack stat in Dragon Dance? Who knows? Oh, fuck me, man. I
yeah,
don't know shit.
why couldn't they do a lot of those things? But it runs the but wait, the physical set's fine.
It has
Doesn't
how
it get
much
like
attack again? 70, something like that. I don't
no,
fucking know.
it's like 80 something, but it runs a booster energy acrobatics. I think it gets
It's
does it get
still
like
bad. There's no
yeah,
Dragon Dance.
yeah, no, I think it's great.
Okay, fuck off. Next question.
All right, let's keep this going. So
Douglas is a shit
Yeah,
Pokemon. You cannot
we
tell me
talked.
otherwise.
All right, we'll leave it up to discussion at another time. But
Discussion. My ass, bro. That
it's a
mon is
good
a
debate.
shit mon.
Yeah, everyone. I feel like everyone in the comments is like, "Oh,
Fuck off.
Iron Jugulus is really where it's at." But
Nope.
we'll let everyone else decide.
Nope. Nope.
anyway, so staring. We talked a lot about AAA and your league PAA that you have, but you
Sure.
do have other leagues that you do run. Isn't that correct?
I do, yes. I don't really, do much work on them right now, but I do have others. I have run other stuff before.
What are some other things? 'Cause I know PAA is obviously your bread and butter.
It is my bread
But
and butter, exactly.
what have been the other like leagues and formats that you have done?
Okay, so obviously, well, not obviously. The other league, like the other big one I've run is DPRM, Democratic People's Republic of Mons. It's a little bit of its own, weirder format. Which I'm not going to get into. You got to kind of ask me about it. Whoever is interested, ask me about it.
Please.
It's basically you get a random mon every week that you have to use for the battle, plus 5 of your other drafted mons. I did also run something called the Craft Draft Circuit, which was getting a bunch of leagues together, sort of like the fucking
The draft
sports
winner
tour, the draft sport tour that
Yep.
they used to have. Something similar to that with some of the smaller OM leagues, including PAA. I also ran a monocolor league. That was a long time ago.
A monocolor league. That sounds very interesting.
It
Well,
was something. It was just I had another time to deal with it, really.
I have a good theory on draft teams. If your team has good color coordination, it's generally a better team. If it has bad color coordination, it generally doesn't function well. It's a
Sure.
random theory that I feel
I'm pretty
like
sure I won the league as well once or twice when I ran it.
you may have won a league once. Incident. Thanks
I
to
won a league
critting
with
me.
you.
Uh, but no. Then what do you want to? What were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say?
Yeah,
So, oh no, I was gonna just say. All right, so now that we know about like your history with playing, well, we have an idea of your history of playing draft and everything.
Sure.
What's the future with PAA? Like, do you have any big plans coming up?
Well, I mean, obviously you got the one that's, everyone at SGBL should already know about the server.
Yep.
Byram and I have been doing, a lot of work behind the scenes on that, trying to, set up what the custom mons are going to be, what the formats are going to be on there, that kind of stuff. Getting the first wave of that ready to go, because we do plan to do, multiple sort of waves to give us enough time to be able to put everything out.
Of course.
That'd be sprites and all that. Right now, again, I've got 2 more Super OMs that should be coming out, next week. By the time this recording comes up, probably probably 3-4 days. after this recording goes up, because it is, it's pretty close to. I imagine it'd be up tomorrow, day after recording this. So when that happens, that'll be there. And then season 7. Not much to say about it. Hopefully, it's going to be one of our bigger seasons to date. Hopefully, one of 16-player divisions as well, which should be fun.
How many divisions you guys looking to run?
Looking to do 4 or 5 this time around.
Nice.
But we're kind of looking at more quality applications rather than a quantity of them this time around.
Yeah, I think even on our end of things, and one of the things we noticed for our second season of, I guess, Uber's OM, whatever fan meta stuff, that was kind of what we ran in season 2. One of the issues we had that season versus season 1, outside of increasing the amount of divisions,
Motherfucking Johners.
Dude, well, honestly, not even as much of that. It just you get so many more drops because you're taking on to fill up the division. You sometimes get to the bottom of the barrel of people who do apply but don't really are not that active in the server, and
Exactly.
that's like, do I add 2 or 3 more people here to get to whatever number you need for the division,
It sometimes
or
isn't worth it.
dude, and we had like a ton of drops early on during season 2, but it was mostly just like a bunch of newer-ish people. And then after that, we didn't really have any. But like season 1, I think we had like less than 5 drops, and that was within like 48 players playing.
You really got to
And I was
figure
like,
out who your
and I
good
was like,
people
oh,
are.
that's great. I hope that always happens. But
It's not
season 2,
always
we had
happens.
like 10 and 2 the first 2 weeks, and it's just like fuck.
Yeah, it's really just about finding the right people.
But for you guys, oh wait, so talk about the OMs. First off, what are the OMs you guys are running? That's gonna come out sometime next week.
So the super OMs that are coming out next week, we're doing Godly Gift AAA and then Radical Red plus Cap Mons AAA.
Okay, so let's
Always
start.
looking, little plug here. Always looking for more applications for that, more people to server. PAA link is somewhere in SGBL.
Yeah, we'll definitely promote it within this channel and then also within our
Appreciate
server
that.
as we do. But so for most people in our server know what Rad Red is at this point, but talk a little bit about that first, explain what that is, and then afterwards explain Godly Gift, which I don't even know what it is.
So I guess I'll explain it all then. So Radical Red plus Cap AAA. We're taking our normal AA format, combining it with the Radical Red stuff, and then also the Cap Mons. A lot of people in our server were asking for just Cap Mons to be added. We decided against doing just Cap Mons, mainly due to the lack of content that's added from it. Well, at least that was mainly my decision. Where you're only adding 2 new abilities and maybe 10 viable Mons that aren't all top tier. It isn't the best thing to run on itself and have people consistently want to play.
Sure.
So Radical Red opens up more abilities, more new moves for Mons, another twist on the game there for our regular players to have something else there that's neat, cool, fun to play with.
And I would say before you go into Godly's Gift, in terms of Radical Red mixed with Cap, what are some abilities that you would run in this format that you would not traditionally get in regular AAA that are new because it's Radical Red?
So there's some that we just actually need to straight up axe from the format because of like Bad Company, for example.
Yeah.
There's too many Mons that can take that and abuse it. Ura is another one.
Oh, dude.
It's just a little bit too much.
And imagine Wicked Bull or Shifu just punching people throughout.
Yeah, it's just another thing that's a little bit too much for a meta like that. There's still a little bit more exploring to do, right? I've got some tier work to do on it still. Some
What
abilities to play
abilities
around
excite
with.
you the most? That you think will be legal, even if we're not sure if they're gonna stay legal whenever you finalize the tier list.
Mainly so like the updated abilities I'm thinking. Right, so
Yeah, talk about some of those because
like
some people may
for
not know.
example, Dauntless and Intrepid going back to the way they were in Gen 8
Yep.
is a huge thing. So you've got you're basically playing a Gen 8 meta with that because those are going to run the meta.
Mhm.
They did in Gen 8. They probably will here too. Those are probably some of the ones I'm excited to see come back, right? Having, Gen 9 Mons in a Gen 8 meta, almost.
Yeah.
Mhm. I gotta say, the one ability I'm really excited for to see is a Mountaineer be used in
Mountaineer.
plenty of Mons.
You're
Because
right.
you get that rock immunity.
Raw community. That's something we were definitely, looking at as well.
Yeah, so that just adds another depth to like all these type immunity abilities. That's like another one
Mhm.
on the list.
Yeah. It was the same thing with like Insurgents when you're adding Ethereal Shroud, for example.
Yeah.
Right, giving a ghost, like a ghost type ability, so you can just normal immune fighting with it.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Nice. All right, I think now let's talk about Godly Gift AAA.
I
and
don't
what
even know what
exactly
Godly
that's.
Gift is on itself.
Sure. So, Godly Gift in itself first. We'll go over that. Basically, what happens is you draft an Uber. This is an Uber based on Smogon's sort of tiering,
Sure.
unfortunately. And then that Uber becomes your god.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what this is, but
Yep.
finish up.
I'll continue. Basically, what happens is every week you bring your god, and depending on the slot your team is in, it'll pass that stat. So say I have a Regieleki as my god. I know it's a shitty god. But say I have a Regieleki and I wanted to make, Glastrier go fast. I'd be able to put the Glastrier in that speed slot. The Glastrier would have 200 speed.
Oh, dude, this is a fun. This was I remember just playing this on the ladder at one point,
Mhm.
and I was like, "This is so hysterical and funny." And I think I was using like Karam White or Black White a bit. And
There you go, right? Yeah.
I was like, These guys have good stats." I was like, even Mons without like good special attack with Karam Black, I was just throwing him in that special attack slot 'cause it's still 120, and it's like that's an improvement.
Or like giving huge power mons access to, 100 and something attack.
Jeez.
Right?
Oh,
So there's all that to it. But AAA then throws in, your Sword of Rune, Beads of Ruin, all that to the meta to add that extra element to it.
damn.
Godly Gifts enough on its own, but again, PAA is an AA server, so
Oh god, this is gonna be talk about chaos. You're gonna make big numbers go super big here, especially with how Gen 9 treated adding Mons and everything we currently have.
yeah. But I mean, again, it balances itself out, right? Because just as you have,
Mhm.
big offenses, you get big defenses. Say, Giratina altered passing, fucking what? Giratina altered passing an HP stat to, say, an Aegislash or to a Toxapex. Right, that Toxapex is now 150, 150, 150.
Yeah,
Good
nothing.
luck breaking it, right? So there's a bit to both there.
Dude, that's gonna be a nutty situation to deal with.
It'll
Uh,
definitely be fun.
oh, dude, for sure. And again, you guys run a great serve. I think you have a lot of people on your team that are. I think a lot of people on your team are some really cool. You have some cool dudes over there.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I know a lot of our team are sort of taking some time off as well, so it's like
Mhm.
we do have our smaller team running this, kind of having more limited amount of players coming into it, but it'll still be fun.
I think
Main thing is,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, main thing for us is to have is right. These are just to kind of tide over to DLC 2 to the first little wave of DLC 2.
Mhm.
Give us some time to tier everything, and then hopefully come out with a big, big bang for season 7.
Absolutely. I think it's gonna be. I think you guys are gonna knock another season out of the park.
That's the game
Um,
plan.
again, it's really there's some dope things you guys are doing. We try. I think like you guys are one of those like inspirations for someone like us, but we're like on the come up ultimately of we do a lot of more traditional things in the draft format, but like our unique things are we're running a lot of the fan games, which a lot of servers kind of that do nat decks kind of stray away from doing as much as we
I
do.
honestly think SGBL will surpass PAA someday in numbers just because of the limitations that that PAA has in itself.
I,
Right? We have right? Everything we do must be AAA. That's kind of the whole point of the server.
Yeah, I get that. At the same time, I'm at a point. I think Adem and I were talking about something where if we get enough applicants just from within the server, I have no intention of even advertising the next season, which will be January 15th is when it starts. But we're not even going to advertise outside the server. Like
I
if
hear
we
you.
could get our few divisions or the divisions we want, if people within the server want to play and they fill it up, I'm very like okay with that because we have a pretty decent amount of people at this time, and just like, but we are as you said, we are running something that is more conventional that more people generally gravitate towards. So that would be the only reason why, but still, like you guys, like your mod team, the way people work, and again, we have people now kind of working with us, like Lucky, for example, who, dude, godsend human. Like,
I'm aware of that one.
that dude is unbelievable. But again, he had a relationship with you guys and everything, and he's done stuff with y'all, so
Yeah.
we've been, and again, everyone vouched for someone like that. Kebabs was one of the
Mhm.
other dudes who said, "Hey, this is someone you want around," because he'll make your
Yeah.
life easy. And dude,
I
I'm
hear you
excited
on
for
that.
next season. Our docs have just, our docs took another level where it's going to be easier to edit and do things, which I'm more the most excited about. It's not as much. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
hear you.
change as much in terms of the aesthetics. So I think for a lot of people on like the outside looking in are like, oh, it looks the
People working
same.
on the back end of
Bro, the
things.
work on the back end is just like, holy crap. Like people are gonna edit one little section of the doc, and then everything will get just
Everything will get a new glow
and
up
I'm like,
from it.
holy crap, dude. I was like, where did this person come from? And he just takes initiative on his own. So
Yeah, I hear you.
dude, but again, it's you guys have like that. You guys have, but one thing I like about your server a lot, and for those who aren't there, and I think this is the best part of your server right now. Your people are so active and engaging, and just being a part of your voice channel, voice chats, just being a part of playing your games, whatever. If you're doing just a random game night, whether it's Among Us or whatever the game is at that
Yeah.
moment, you just have so many people into it and coming in and playing it. And I'm like, dude, that is such a like cool look. Like every
Yeah,
time you
it's
guys want to do
something.
something, you have a lot of people there.
Yeah, it's something we tried to strive for from the, I guess
Mhm,
it's actually it's more of a like my specific goal, right?
mhm.
Strive for from the start to right. It's one thing to have just a server where people play games, but it's another thing to have an entire community that's tightly knit together that can actually come on play games and really enjoy each other's company and have fun whenever they feel like it. So it's always something I've strived for, and I'm happy that happy that that's seen from a lot of people.
Yeah, no, that's great. Honestly, it's like I know because I'm a part of a lot of these game nights and
You're
everything.
there all the time, yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly it's very enjoyable, kind of doing these game nights, playing these various games,
Yeah,
like all these
like
different
code
parts.
names,
But you
code
guys play
names
Fortnite?
Among Us. We do code names there sometimes, yeah. Among Us, obviously, I mentioned when we have more players there.
Yeah,
Scribble, Putt Party, we've done a couple times. What Gartic Phone? I think we've done Jackbox once or twice. Like it's just kind of these fun party games, or we'll do even like little speed tours or random mock tracks. Like I know me, I think a few other people as well. We did an Infinite Fusion random draft kind of thing. That was a lot of fun for a few of us. Just kind of find
yep.
time, do shit.
Just kind of do stuff to enjoy mods or other stuff that are there, kind of keep people interested in the server, not just for one thing. It's
Not even
like
just a server, but just
Mhm.
keep people. Just keep people company in general. A lot of people get bored and don't have things to do, and so just having everyone play games with each other keeps everyone occupied and everyone having fun.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always nice when like you can just have fun with people that like you just want to play games, just enjoy it. And yeah. I was gonna say though, right now in SGBL, there is the finals of the team tour.
hmm
How do you think your team's gonna do in this final week?
Hey, we're down 1-0, but I think we can bring it.
Yeah.
Um,
What
yeah, I
format do you
mean,
feel more comfortable with?
uh, I think DJS is going to kill it again. He's been, probably our most consistent player all season. But there is,
and the MVP.
I think the main three people been looking at with consistency. DGS, Orin's been relatively consistent since coming on to Insurgents, and then surprisingly, I've been consistent with, my format, and so those are usually where our 3 wins are going to come out of, in order to either bring a draw together or bring up a win.
Nice,
so
nice.
that was kind of the plan from the start. Was because I remember we were like 8th seed at one point. We were down. We were down 1-3 in games. I think by week 4, and I'm just kind of like, all right, fuck it. It's time to bring out the top line, the top men, people I have the most faith in terms of our play. And since then, we haven't dropped a game. Or we haven't dropped a set. Sorry.
Wow.
Since bringing in the top line.
Yeah, you guys almost missed it. You guys had to win your final game of the regular
We
season.
went 4-3. Yeah, we were 3-1, right? So we kind of had to really pull it all out, pull all the stops together to really make it work.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is, I think you guys were tied 2-2 in the final series of the regular season, weren't you?
Yeah, Zach pulled it out at the end there.
And then, yeah, exactly. So you guys were like 1 loss at the very end away from missing the playoffs, and now you guys are, a series away from winning this whole thing.
We had a lot of close weeks. We really did have a lot of close weeks to, get here. But it's, I'm happy for the team that we ended up getting to the spot, and I'm hoping we can bring it home.
Yeah, you guys. Oh, funny enough, you guys are actually part of the reason why this team tour ended up happening. Not because of them or I wanted to do this. One of our old mods, who rest in peace, we'll say, he begged me to do one. He's like, I really want to do one. We have to do one. We should do this, whatever. And I was like, fine, we'll do it, whatever, because of your team tour that happened, and he wanted to do one as soon as possible. I was like, okay, we'll do it. I was like, huh?
Because of mine, eh?
Yeah. You guys were doing one,
enough.
and he wanted to be a part of the player that's auctioned for side of things. And I was like, guys, I don't even know how any of this works. I'm not even a part of yours. I didn't know anything. Thank God we had Sir Kill, who's a life sent for me for running this thing, because he essentially took it over and he ran with it, because I was not in the mood to be a part of this. I was trying to just take a month off from doing anything.
Yeah, I hear you.
I was like, I'm down to take a break, and then whatever. We ended up rushing this out as soon as possible. But what do you think is the most fun part of these tours and this auction style tour specifically? Because I remember the auction, you had so much fun with it.
So, I mean, my favorite part specifically is the auctions. I think for a lot of people, and I mean, I haven't had, I'll be honest, I haven't had the most time, right? So I'll kind of pop in, make my lineups, and then send my teammates to do their thing, right? But I know for a lot of people, it's just meeting new people, being able to create new connections with people they never thought they'd ever get to play with. And then combining all these different, build styles together. It can obviously, have its negative, where you have somebody who's not doing the right place. Like, I know, especially in PAA, where you've got one player that plays a specific style versus somebody else that doesn't.
Yeah.
They try to take over a team, and you get losses and anger because of it. But a lot of time, it's just seeing people, figure out new styles, make new connections with one another. Kind of what I was mentioning before with the whole, people in VC. It created,
of course,
Team Tour creates those new connections.
Right?
I think, who was it? Nightfront, I think, if any of you know, I think came around the time of the Team Tour. And he's been, one of our most active people in VC since then. Along with a few other people, right? So it's great to just get people to meet one another and create connections.
Yeah, I would say one of the nice things, so one of the things that I did was, between all them's Ben and myself, we each picked 4 of the teams, obviously, and I joined all of my team servers. And one of the things I liked the most from some of the teams were the camaraderie between the teams and seeing how people work together.
I'm happy Adem didn't join his team servers.
I had a plan. I knew I wasn't going to put any pressure on them.
I appreciate you for that.
I was all about Zen.
I feel like if you pressured me, we may have gotten more wins for you, though. I'm just saying.
Dude, we were like, so in the overall record, my teams were down pretty much the whole season until the last week where we won 3-1. Your team is actually the only team that won that final week.
I know.
Which
I'm
ended up
aware.
making us have that tie and whatever, leading to our random battle fiasco.
This is
But
why Dem picked our team first, baby.
Yeah, you
hey,
guys
both of our first round picks are in the final, so we
There you
both
go.
clearly we did all right there. But
You knew who was gonna end it. You know who was gonna be there.
I think it's more fitting this way that y'all are, and then also the fact that's the most amount of people that we're closest to on each team. I think between you and
Mhm.
Kebabs, Steering and Quinn being captains, and then we know a lot of people in your server, obviously, who are within that, your team.
Mhm.
And there's a bunch of people on Sir Kill and Quinn's team that we're just close with that aren't mods or anything. We're just close with in the
Just know in
community.
general. Yeah, I hear
So
you.
it's just like, wow, this is very convenient that of all the matchups, this is the one that, sorry to all the other teams who may be listening, but it's the teams we also know the most, like in terms of people and friends. So it is kind of convenient that it's ending with y'all too. But I like the camaraderie a lot, especially when teams are very engaged with each other. But I went into those servers and I had to put pressure on these guys. I was like, listen, we're losing games. We need to start winning some. I don't care how you do it. You could cheat. I won't snitch.
Cheat,
Figure it
hey,
out.
bro. Whoa.
wow, owner
I think we
privilege.
need to hold an investigation here, don't we? Hold on.
Dang, on the
That's
Hold
investigation. I don't think
on.
there's any proof.
I think I just
Replays
claimed the
are
win on the team
deleted.
tour. I think I just claimed team tour win because Sir Kill and Quinn's team is yours.
Wow.
I don't think
Honestly, I agree. As Steering being my child here, I agree.
Hey,
Smart.
we turtles always come out of Spiels. I've always said that.
Hello? What?
Well, wait, what?
This ain't no Among Us game, is it?
No, it is not. But there's someone being sus here.
It's not us for a change. What the fuck?
Nah, it's no one that starts with an S, that's for sure.
Damn.
This is the fuck-
Taco time.
You're such an asshole.
So, my question actually is because I know you guys had your draft thing that you guys did, right, for the teams.
hmm
What was the order y'all picked everything in? That, I
Oh.
know there's going to be a few hearts broken here, but
Oh, I
I'm
It's
think
definitely
very
curious.
simple. Honestly, the way who got first pick, I flipped the coin. I won the coin toss like I always do.
Mhm.
So my first pick was obviously you guys because I knew you
Oh,
guys best. So I
of
was like, all
course.
right, let me go with who I know would have the most experience.
I had the wheel pick, so I think it was Sir Kill's team I picked first.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember all them. Was it TSA I picked because of Gojo, or did I pick Backs next?
I believe you picked backs next.
That's how I remembered it being. I could have swore I picked Backs. I just remember there's something about the play. Why did I pick this team?
Oh wait, no, you picked United Blades of TSA.
No, it was TSA because I was thinking
Yeah.
Gojo and some of those guys. I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick them because obviously,
Mhm.
rest in peace, Gojo. Then them picked the Goonies and
Goonies,
Fish
Fish
Farm, right?
Farm. Yeah, because I had more boys, the Goonies, just an excellent team name, excellent logo. Plus, I
Yeah,
knew Sombra and some of the people there. I'm like, all right, let's go with them. And then Fish Farm, another excellent logo, great team name. Also, they had enough money to get more players and said, now we're going to gamble. So I'm like, all right, I'm taking the gamble on them.
I
that
see
was,
that. I
that
see,
was
yeah.
a funny ass meme with them. Like they're like, we have this 9,000, we're taking it to Vegas. Shout out to the Fish Farm. Yeah, and then I took Backs and Chen Pao's, and then you finish it off with
After we ball.
Effort We
With,
Balling. Which
with
again,
R.I.P. F we ball.
yeah,
yeah,
they almost made playoffs.
Now,
But
here's the other question, Byram,
yep.
and I want an honest answer. Would you have, if you had the first pick, would you still have gone Breaking Gems?
Nah, yeah, I would have stick with Breaking Gems. The first two picks probably would not have changed. I would have picked the same
Okay.
exact team. Then would have
So
picked
you
the
still would
same.
have gone Breaking Gems with them would have stuck on
Yeah,
Honorless.
yeah,
I feel like I felt very comfortable with Sir Kill's team tour experience and the sense of how he runs things. So I was like, that's gonna be my first pick. Plus, I feel like it's way more fun for me to talk trash to you than it is to Sir Kill. Like Sir Kill, me and him, when we have like arguments, we have like serious arguments. So I'm like, he's not that much fun to talk for like real trash to, as much as you are. Where I'm like, I feel like I just love talking crap to you. and just
Yeah, I
regular.
know you do. I know you enjoy that shit.
It's always
So,
enjoyable because it's a good banter back and forth. Like
Yeah,
there's
I get it.
enjoyment with it.
dude, it's
I
way
hear
more.
you.
It's so much more fun when someone roaches you right back or gives it to you just the same as you gave to them or even more.
Yeah,
Those
of
are like
course.
the best. Like no one's feelings should get hurt for anything. We're not trying to say anything about, I'm not going after your personal or whatever. I
Mhm.
claim about being undefeated against you in draft league. So, like,
What?
regardless of my like whatever it is, 1-4 record. Like I'll say it with my chest when it comes down when I want to. But it's dude, playing the character in the moment is sometimes funnier and better for the conversation to get a laugh than taking things too seriously and we're taking a children's game like we're just having regular conversation. Like for what reason? We're trying to be friends here. We're trying to get along.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
get along and we have a good connection. Let's vibe out. Let's have a good time. Let's have good conversations. And if everyone's on the same page, there's nothing to worry about.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you guys obviously doing well in the team tour.
Mhm.
There was one thing that I was thinking about for you steering because we kind of talked about your Discord channel and I talked about how well how well you guys run things. You've been in we never spoke about how we met.
Mm.
And this is going to kind of lead to the next part of the conversation, but we met in a duos draft. I don't remember the person who ran the draft again.
Rayano, I think it
Right
was.
there you go.
It was Drayano.
It was a duos draft. They ran it. You and I forgot who you were teamed with.
Tom.
Who was it?
Tom.
I don't.
He's not like active in Steering's PAA
Oh,
He's
server.
okay.
not. No. He's someone I know from another league.
Oh, okay. So we played. That was like one of Dims and I first draft experiences, just in general, like in the Discord scene. We ended up
Yeah.
playing you guys a couple times. We lost
Yeah, you
both.
played finals.
We lost you guys in the finals. We lost you in the regular season, but they were like I thought, especially the regular season game was like a really. I remember being a really really good game. You guys outplayed us, and then I of course played worse in the finals than I did in the first round. Or in the first matchup, but that league, one of the issues was it didn't feel like it was being run properly. They never updated the docs. Things were
Yep.
all out of whack. What do you think is the difference between like leagues that do succeed and run well over time? Whether it's 3 seasons, 5 seasons, 10 seasons, or as long as they want to run,
Yeah.
versus leagues that sometimes falter season one or within the first couple seasons.
Community. Big thing is community, right? Are you working to build up what you already have, or are you just staying complacent with what you've got? Right? As soon as you stop trying to, build your community, build your server up, build, whatever it may be, and you
Mhm,
start trying to build something else from scratch, you lose your progress, and then
mhm.
you lose other interested people.
Yeah.
It
What do
starts
you
to lose its step.
how would you recommend to like new people who do, I'm not saying as much for us because I feel comfortable in our situation and what
Yeah.
we do, but there's a lot of people that we see run leagues and sometimes get really big, large amount of applicants and things of that nature early on, but they struggle quite a bit to operate. What are
Yeah,
some
I
of the
hear you.
things like as a league owner do you recommend for anyone starting up with their league?
Um, I think the biggest thing for me, at least, was VCs, right? Getting people into calls
Mhm.
and setting ourselves apart from, some other league, right? You can't
Yeah.
be this like nobody's gonna come play in a normal NetDex league if there's nothing there that's special to it. You got
Yep.
to find a way to be different, be something else
No, I
that
agree.
brings in people.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was kind of our thing with, we weren't the first league to do weekly recaps. I'm not saying we were, but we had our own twist on putting it, week to week and, adding a comedic feel to it a lot of times with the serious sense also. And, I remember early on you were saying you mentioned it to me. You're like, "Oh, these things are actually like really cool or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, that feels good because
Yeah,
you're running a league." And I was like, "Okay, that's good because you guys are doing pretty cool things." And you saying that meant a little bit more. And obviously we've been doing things of that nature and adding more things as we've gone along. Because the formats I like are pretty conventional,
Yeah,
but on
but it's
top,
very hard for people to actually put the care into their league like
yeah,
that, right? You need to give meaning to something
mhm,
like that. And by doing something like a weekly recap or by putting like a prize pool online, which I've done
mhm,
sometimes in my leagues,
yep,
still need to pay those out for some people because I'm fucking broke. Um, but whatever it is that separates your league brings people in, right? SGBL succeeded probably just because you've got so many people that appreciate A, the weekly recaps, and B, what you've done with the other metas.
yeah, dude, I think, and I would say, like, similarly to y'all, like, you guys find ways to make people, no matter how big you've been growing, you guys have always found ways to make new people and just to make people in general feel included within whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
And
that's what it
whether,
is.
and I think your character helps with that. You're a like, regardless of how, I don't know how you are in real life, right? I don't, and nor do I, and not that I don't care, right? I hope you're doing well and everything, but in the sense
Yeah.
of your persona in the community, there's like something gravitating towards it. And there is something about you being the way you are online that is like, oh, there's something unique about this dude. I want to know about this dude and you that is like very like, that's really unique and cool. And I think that's I think you being like one of the biggest, you being the face of your server is very good because you are super engaging and very, enjoyable to be around.
I
And you do
appreciate
put
that.
the boundaries, and you don't like you're not exactly someone who's, you know, you're not really PG at times either, which is great. And I think it's
Oh, no,
great.
I am not.
So, but I think that makes it great because this community, sure, there's a pretty young audience here and there, but for the most part, a lot of us, we're, old. We're a little bit older in the sense of,
Yeah.
maybe not as old as me, but like in our between 20s and on, moving upwards and stuff. So
Mhm. Certain
the
people draw
times and
certain
stuff,
people together, right?
yeah,
As much as it's not for me. I'll mention Gumi's league.
mhm,
Whatever the fuck it's called, I don't even know.
yeah,
Um,
Hmm.
but it has a different sort of humor that allows for them to grow, right?
exactly.
They have a lot more, younger people in there that play to, the potty humor, that play to whatever, maybe that younger stuff that makes it work, right? And
Yeah,
Exactly.
to each your
And
own.
they've succeeded for that reason, I agree. For their audience, and their,
And it works for them, right? But it's,
yeah, of course.
whoever starts the server off has to create their own, persona, their own way that they want that community to be looked at. So
I
for me, it's, I want, right, I look for, somewhat of a more mature group of people
mhm,
because that creates, at least for me, a better, something I'm a little bit closer to.
Yeah, of course. It's like how you would feel more comfortable being in.
But
Like,
also what other people, to me at least, what other people also see as more comfortable for them.
hmm
I think more people enjoy, older things because they want to feel mature and grown up and all that.
mhm.
So by providing that, it helps me out a bit in terms of what I'm in terms of growth, I guess.
hmm
Right. But
Yeah,
you need to have an identity first in order
I
to let that happen.
yeah, I think honestly, like, that's probably, like, the best thing you did say, like, you develop your identity within your, for your league and everything, and then to upkeep that, those are some of the big messages I would say, like, from everything you've said, right? It's
Mm.
develop your identity and upkeep that somehow, and, your audiences should be people that you resonate with or that you would feel
Or
you're
that
more
resonate with you and
exactly.
your
Yeah. Obviously, for
creation.
someone like me who's way older, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna relate to I'm not gonna relate to a lot of people with some of their stuff that they have and everything,
But we
some
do
of their
have, it's surprising because you are, obviously you're a bit older than myself,
mhm,
closer to Dem's age. But there are people in our server that are still closer to your age. Lucky, as an example,
yeah,
is a lot closer to your age, but vibes a lot better with what we bring to the table. And
oh,
so,
yeah, 100%, and I think that's, like, Again, I think for myself, it's I know what I'm comfortable with, what I enjoy and everything. Dim's, definitely I think more people are around Dim's age, so it's easier for people on a day-to-day basis
Of course.
do things with Dim. I don't have a problem with that, by the way. I think that's awesome because that makes
Mhm.
that's like great that we have this we do have this age gap, but it allows us to grow because I like playing Mons. I like the competitive side of things and everything as a side thing to do. But at the same time, I don't need as much of the Discord, like day to day, like as much as I would say
Yeah.
maybe your generation kind of feeds off of a little
Sure.
bit more than I do. But
I
I
wouldn't
do
say it's necessarily like a need more than a want.
I wouldn't say need. I would say it helps. It's something that you guys enjoy doing more than someone on an average basis, right? Someone around your
Sure.
guys' age in this kind of community, in a video game community, right? Will
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
be more on Discord than someone I have family and a lot of us may play video games, but there's people who play like PC games in my family that are around my age and they don't even know what Discord is. Like
Yeah. I get you. I get
now
you.
they may know what Discord is, but they don't use it on a day to day because they talk with their friends over FaceTime or over something else, and whatever they normally use.
Mhm.
And it just that's what they're comfortable using and they just use that. But they don't think of, oh, I gotta go on Discord. I wanna talk to more people. For us, it was the way to play Draft League. I would have never gotten on Discord otherwise. I
Yeah.
think I
I
got on
get you.
Discord just to play Among Us with my family members initially. I think I'll you were the one who put us on, right?
Yeah, I had to put everyone on to play Among Us. I put everyone on Discord, and then teaching them how to use it was another fun time.
Lord on Christ.
None of us no one in my family was using Discord at all. It was just it happens to be the best video chat, ironically, then or not the video chat, but
Mhm.
just chatting service compared to other
Right.
things. Because Zoom was still relatively new in terms of how popular it was, early COVID times and everything. Zoom just started, getting there. But a lot of people
Yeah.
were using Zoom. A lot of us are in construction style industries you know, now, fine, I'm in the office a lot. That's kind of always been my side of things, but I use Zoom a lot. A lot of my other friends and family, they never use Zoom. But
Mhm.
no one really knew how to really do these conversations, and we learned Discord throughout them, and it was just oh, this is actually pretty convenient for us.
Yeah. I get you. I get you.
There's really funny times. So I would say one of the last things I like to talk about, we kind of teased this a little bit early on. We are creating a server together, our two leagues, the PAA and SGBL. We're probably gonna figure out a good name. I know we kind of dabbled in that conversation a
We
little
have.
bit.
Yeah.
We have yeah, a little bit. And again, there's things that we want to clear up and clean up and make sure that we have on. I know we created some things. We obviously have a list of mons that we want to add. So for people who don't know and are listening for the first time, one of the things that we're doing is creating this custom showdown server. Similar, there's other leagues who have done things like this, but one of the things we want to do is have all of the things that we do within one platform. So both of our leagues do enjoy not just conventional, nat decks, and you obviously have AAA, as just your standard formats that we run.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
we also incorporate the fan game metas into our respective formats. We like running Rad Red, both of us do. We both enjoy the meta just as is, but
All of us have. Yep.
Insurgents. Now we started to dabble into Uranium, and then there's another game, Xenoverse, I want to bring into the fold
Yep. Which
as fan games. And obviously some of those will, you're gonna want to add between Insurgents. I know you've done Rad Red. I don't know about anything
Yeah.
else that you've done fan game wise.
I
But
think
there's
it's
gonna be a
unlikely that like fan games are more your thing. It's more for me, like the format specifically, right? So I know a
yeah,
lot of people struggle to, have AA is a complicated format, a lot of bands to different abilities
sure.
and mons and such. And so having the formats to be able to help people not struggle with, ban lists
Yeah, because it
is
can
a
be very
huge thing.
100%. And I think one of the things we want to do with this was one, all of the formats that we enjoy running, we want it on one platform. So it's very easy to run for your situation where bands could be very confused, could be really complex in the sense of, you know, the EVs because you have to like add a 1 to a mon just to make it. It's there's like a lot of weird things like with AAA
Yeah,
that you have to do. Like
exactly.
in the current way we do it on Showdown and DL, right? But this will ideally help mitigate some of those issues. The other thing that I really want to do that we wanted to do with this, because you started working on this but had to put it on pause,
I
and
did.
I wanted to do this was the custom mons format. Whether you
Mhm.
want to call it our version of Cap, similar to how Cap runs their formats, but with our own custom mons that we create within our own servers, we both enjoyed that creative process of creating mons and doing creative things, and we
Mhm.
both want to run something like that.
And
So
even just giving our servers that.
exactly, and it's giving your servers the opportunity, to bond and have feed their creative side of things that I think we all in some way enjoy. And I think that was another meta that we wanted to run that would be very difficult or impossible to do otherwise unless we had this. And we're working obviously with someone on, creating the server, and we're going to work on, maintaining it and everything. And they're going to help us out run with this in the early going while we get our feet wet and understand and learn everything. And he's going to teach us everything. Yoshi Fanfic, for those who don't know, is the person helping us with this. They created the Infinite Fusion server that people are currently running and using. He already did a lot of work for his league in terms of creating Insurgents, Uranium, Cap, all in their custom mons, all into one format. We're gonna kind of, balance it out where things will be separated a little bit more, but still, he's the perfect person I feel that can help us with this project. Shout outs to POA. They're, you know, really good dudes who run the server
They're
over
doing
there.
their thing, yeah.
Yoshi has been super helpful and nice to me in terms of questions. Duncy's another one of the
Mhm.
league owners, and he's a really good dude too. But we have a good plan in place. I think around January, from what I understand, January to early February, the base of the server should be up. And then sometime around the spring, everything should be like fully running and we'll be good to go. I think some of the other minor things that are going to be fun for people are the avatars that they run. They don't have to wait a month or never from DL to have their avatars uploaded. We'll be able to kind of navigate that a little bit more quickly. And I
Exactly.
think when it comes to things like the team tours, it'd be really cool if a person had like their logo or whatever for the team as like their avatar. I think that would be like a nice little way to bond people and make it more of a team experience. Um,
There's a lot of work to come with it, but it's again part of the
yeah.
reason why we're doing it in steps, right? We want to get the base server up first before obviously we go into any of the super heavily detailed things that aren't, absolutely necessary for us to run our
Uh-huh.
leagues.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say in terms of the server itself that you'd like to add, or you know that maybe I was missing, or
I believe that's most of it, right? I think so far in terms of mons, we have like 50, 60 mons getting added to the client, which is, a fairly good chunk of mons that are also all playable. The ability is added in there too. It's definitely something PAA is going to use eventually in terms of, our own formats with that, just having a side sort of PAA cap kind of thing. I'm sure SGBL will probably use more of the ones that do their own cap straight up with the abilities of ones that we created.
Mhm.
But it's gonna be a fun time, and I'm hoping to see many faces there to have fun with the client and the formats that come with it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something that'll be a great way
It's
to
it's
bond
also
with.
gonna be great for our game nights where we're gonna have more free for all options there.
Oh,
Um, I can make Broken Cup a format.
dude, I see some of the stuff you guys run
We
randomly
do
where
some
it's like
stupid
24
random shit.
24 godly. It's like not godly gift, but it's like where you get
It's
every
2024
ability.
shared powered.
Oh, there you
Cup.
go. Dude, I went onto a game today randomly. A mon came out and 96 abilities popped up when it came out. I
Yeah,
was I did not even
that's
press skip to end. I was so curious to see every single ability be read off while I was entering the field.
it gets kind of chaotic sometimes, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, and I'm super excited. Steering, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else you want to plug or promote at this time, or anything else you want to talk about.
I mean, the big one, obviously, it's PAA. That's my server. It should be an SGBL links as well. If you want to ask me for the link, go ahead. Obviously, AA
we're gonna
server,
plug
that's
it
one game mods.
obviously.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
We'll,
so
we'll plug you in this, and
you'll see it below this video, probably in the SGBL server.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and if you don't
So-
see it there, go to Steering's DMs and constantly bother him.
That's always the
Yeah.
best way.
I'm sure
Steering
most
has-
PAs didn't want to see it because of the flag on quote, but yeah.
Yep.
He's the
Okay.
turtle being watered as the PFP for everyone who doesn't know, and
Dancing turtle.
the
It's
dancing
yeah.
turtle. Dude, it's super cool. Steering, this was very enjoyable. Obviously, we're
It
gonna
was.
we're gonna be working together quite a bit in the future for
Oh, we are. Yeah.
and I'm
I'm
excited.
gonna get sick of him, I swear.
You never will.
You and them will have fun playing games. Me and you will work on this project and everything. I'm excited
Of course.
for this to be a good bonding experience for our leagues.
It'll be good.
It's already our league's already unified in a sense of not you're we're partnered leagues, but at the same time it's partnered in the sense of we actually do
A lot
have
of stuff together as
a
well.
lot of mutual people and a lot of people who are pretty active in both servers, and that's super awesome to see that.
Mhm.
We're obviously grateful for everything you've done for us.
Vice versa, man.
We're gonna try our best to reciprocate it back. Steering, this was, I really enjoyed the conversation, man.
Yeah, you
I
as well,
think
bro.
everyone
I
just
did
bother
too.
steering in the server, and have a good
Yep.
one, everyone. Bye.
Be
See you
safe.
guys.